Over this last week, I have been encouraging Americans to send an email to the Federal Register to use their power to make sure that the standards for mail delivery are not downgraded. I've been sharing the reasons why some believe this is a good idea. I've been dismantling the arguments that have been used to justify it, and I have imagined the consequences and project a travesty that will result. More. The idea to deprioritize mail delivery in order to sidestep, quote, the complexity and constraints of the air network, end quote, that has become one of the, quote, contributing factors to the poor performance of first-class mail, end quote, creates a natural conflict with the mail service tradition in America. It creates unhappy distractions to the quality of American life and commerce. It is an idea that ignores the urgent purpose of mail delivery, snubs the expectations of customers, erodes the value of postal service products, and dispirits postal workers and sends mixed messages about the priority of their primary task.
As your business changes, the United States Postal Service is changing with it. With e-commerce that runs at the speed of now, next day and 2-day shipping nationwide, and returns right from the doorstep. It's a whole new world out there. Let's not keep it waiting.
According to the United States Postal Service's 10-year plan, delivering mail coast to coast should soon be reverted to an acceptable minimum standard nearer the 1860s version of prompt than the level enjoyed by consumers until now in the 21st century. There is no place in the plan that addresses the consequences of slower mail. The plan has not imagined the travesty to be endured by the American aviation industry that is recoiling now from its COVID-19 pandemic shortfalls. It disregards the American commerce system's dependence upon swift mail and discounts the needs of American people who have come to rely upon, respect, and trust the Postal Service brand above all others. The plan that has been presented to chart the future path of the United States Postal Service reveals a mistaken understanding of what is being sold. The first-class postage stamp allows those at a distance to participate in important moments of the people in their lives with greeting cards and gift cards that arrive just in time. The American mail system provides a tactile advantage that complements the electronic means of communication in the competition for grants, press coverage, competitive admissions, and so many other situations where we want to show ourselves distinctly different. It offers a vehicle that is more distinct, has a longer lifespan, and is physically engaging in the competition for attention. Swift mail delivery preserves a spotless credit score more safely than electronic methods. It keeps the heat on, the electricity charged, and the water flowing at home. Mail delivery that provides swift cash flow, which for businesses is just as important as profit, helps companies grow. To stop using commercial air carriers and slowing mail down through trucking logistics evokes the remark of Oscar Wilde, who charged that his generation knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. Unlike Postmaster General John Wanamaker, who is a consumer marketing genius, today the Postal Service is guided by people who wrongly believe that their cost-based conclusions are forward-thinking and visionary. They don't have the business credentials to know what John Wanamaker would know, probably because he established so many of the foundations for consumer marketing in America. Today's leaders have never had to understand in their path to building their personal wealth what consumer marketing merchants like John Wanamaker owned in their soul. W. Edwards Deming explained this, quote, "It will not suffice to have customers that are merely satisfied. Customers that are unhappy and some that are merely satisfied switch. Profit comes from repeat customers, those that boast about the product or service," end quote. Now, people used to boast about the excellence of the United States Postal Service, but lately they've begun eating their words. Maintaining value is crucial to success. The investment bankers and business-to-business contracting minds that today influence the Postal Service most may have never had to understand any of this, so we must help them try. The report Pricing Behavior of Postal Operators, published in Copenhagen, explains, quote, when the mail price is low compared to the content value, then higher prices will not reduce the amount of mail sent out, end quote. Since May 2020, I have been communicating with key decision makers regarding the need for market-based thinking. I have been campaigning to raise the price of these market-dominant, a euphemism for monopoly, products. The average postage for a letter mailed from one of our top trading partners in free Europe is about 98% greater than what we pay in the United States. A report from the Office of the Inspector General observed that when prices in England and Belgium were sharply increased to cover their costs, the erosion of volume was merely 2%. We must and we can charge more for a letter, but we cannot expect to sell many stamps if the value isn't maintained and its established world-class standard is preserved. Now, since 1925, not a single one of the 25 postmaster generals that have served was overwhelmed by, quote, the complexity and constraints of the air network, end quote. I should suppose, and this is just an opinion, that the difference between today's advantages of information support and superior technology, you would expect the complexity of all of this to be less daunting. So perhaps the real difference between doing business with hand-picked customers through contracted performance agreements, as the Postmaster General's resume describes his path to success, versus delivering mail at the unpredictable speed of life, is akin to the games checkers and chess. Only the board looks the same. If you have only played checkers, you are ill prepared for the strategy of chess.
Lower standards, grading on a new curve, an erosion of America's strongest service brand, is just a wild shot sure to fail. You will feel it in your life if you don't act.